it's unleashed so much anger, quite understandable anger, just show that we have so much more work to do. We really do. Not just in America, not just in Britain, but across the world. You know, black lives, they matter.
And it is very hard for a black woman to be able to bring up black men in a society like this where we're already condemned before they've even become anything. I mean, the best thing for us to do is stick together, educate ourselves, read. It's very important to read. Read, know our history, know the facts, know where we came from and know where we're going.
A lot of people are not educated, so they don't know the magnitude of how we've been violated, so they're taking it lightly. But educate yourself, learn about us, and then everything will fall into place.
In the middle of a global pandemic, people have to go out and protest to fight oppression and put, how can I say, light onto a very long-lasting issue in humanity. All I can do is just show you my angle of the story. This issue is like beyond George Floyd at this point. There's protests happening all over the world. Name a city, there's probably a protest there happening. And not just for George Floyd, but for humanity and the way we treat each other, especially by the people who promise to serve us. Some to protect us, some to keep the order and keep the law. But right now, what's happening, we've seen that not all of humanity is equal. The coronavirus showed the world an issue within themselves. And it was quite racial at doing that as well. Inadvertently, to be fair, but it still happened. And since this happened, we understood that racism seeped into every part of our human culture. So, this is me telling you the story from my perspective. As a black boy, living in London, nothing too crazy, but I also experienced it. And so has many people as well. And to be fair, it's almost kind of part of our everyday lives as well. Now imagine what that would have done to society. So we've made it. Marble Arch, we're here.
No justice, no sleep.
There's lots of people here, as you can see. Lots of people here. More people gonna come. More people coming in. Hey, Amber.
Close, mama. Hey. We're here at Black Lives Matter. No justice, no peace. That's why we're out here. Stand in solidarity with our black people across the world, in America, in the diaspora, on the continent. We're here to stand with them. We're sick of this shit. We're sick of this. We're here trying to protest, make sure our voices are heard, standing in union, shoulder to shoulder, making sure that we can see if we can affect some change and let the establishments and the people and the racists that are out there, let them know that we've had enough. We've had enough.
What's going on?
What's happening?
Well, I was in my office, I looked out the window and I saw this just incredible, very peaceful but powerful demonstration, and I just thought, cheers to that. I just thought I'd find out what's going on, and it's so good to see this impressive scale of solidarity to what, the shocking events in the States. And it's also been very moving to speak to so many people around here and see that they want more. They expect people over there to listen, and I just thought I'd wander around and very humbly just say hello.
What's your thought that it goes directly against the UK's current policy on social distancing? There's people here that are clearly
I know. Clearly, we've got to bear that in mind, and this comes in the middle of an enduring emergency, but there are also some big philosophical challenges that we face that you can't. So I'm not going to criticize anybody for what they're doing here today. It's very, very powerful, but yeah, let's not forget what's happening all around us at the same time.
And finally, last thoughts on Trump's tweets and actions since?
I distance myself from that. I'm pleased to say that there are more compassionate and sensible tweets being put out by community leaders and also some local law enforcement agencies, including in Britain as well, saying they absolutely condemn what's happened to Keith Floyd, and it's unleashed so much anger, quite understandable anger. Just show that we have so much more work to do. We really do. Not just in America, not just in Britain, but across the world. Black lives, they matter. All lives matter, but particularly the way the racist tensions have not been resolved from the 60s onwards, and Keith Floyd that's ignited that all up again. So I'm really pleased that this is peaceful, but powerful as well.
George Floyd! George Floyd!
That we do see are usually half naked, they've got their arse out, and they're not representing us the way they should be on a whole for all black women. That's how I feel. And even when there is representation, they're usually quite dumbed down. They're desensitized, or they're angry, or they're hoes basically. And we got to do better for ourselves.
What do you feel like black people need to do in order to get themselves on a much more global scale?
I feel like we need to love ourselves more, because the problem is we don't love ourselves, we don't want to see ourselves, we're always going for other people. I think if we love ourselves more, support each other, it might make a difference.
And if there's one thing that you'll give advice to everyone that's feeling, every woman that has had to deal with either burying their son or their brother being incarcerated or a black man in their family being taken away from them? What kind of a burden does that place on black women?
I think it's a lot of a burden because we have to deal with the children, bringing them up by ourselves, or having to give excuses as to why the system is so corrupt and why our black men, our black children are being penalised, are being oppressed. And it is very hard for a black woman to be able to bring up black men in a society like this where we're already condemned before they've even become anything. I mean, the best thing for us to do is stick together, educate ourselves, read. It's very important to read. Read, know our history, know the facts, know where we came from and know where we're going. Love and respect black women.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Black lives matter.
It's crazy what's going on. I feel like I'm in the middle of like an Indian passage or something, trying to cross the road and stuff. But it's a lot of things going on. What is my thing?
It makes me feel disappointed to not see black women on screens. You know, we should be doing a lot more. We should be out there in the media. I'm proud to be here today as a black woman representing. You know, we're all out here, we're together, joined forces, and I'm loving it. It feels awful because I've done a few apprenticeships, hairdressing. I've moved from salon to salon, and like all over the salons, it's just white women. Of course, you don't see any black women, and it's upsetting. Like I wish they would put black women on it, but you know, you just got to be confident in who you are. You just got to stand up. Like don't let that bring you down or discourage you. Hair apprenticeship. Now I'm going to go and start my own makeup business. I don't want to work for anyone. I want to do my own thing. We all need to share. That's what it is. We all need to share. We're always supporting these white businesses and sharing. We need to share our black sisters' businesses. We all need to do it, and then we can all prosper. Simple.
Guys,
You're welcome. So much for this, guys.
I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that the feminist movement in general has been whitewashed. Feminism hasn't really represented black women or women of colour in general, and the white feminist movement has had a lot of support from men, and black feminism hasn't got the same support from black men. So I think we definitely need the backing of our black men, and we need feminism to become way more inclusive because it's just not. We have separate struggles as black women to other women, and I think that's really holding us back from being represented in a lot of different ways. So yeah.
What does this moment mean, though?
Pressed for a long time, and this is like bullying someone for ages and expecting them to be peaceful the whole time. Now we're exploding, and you can't really blame us for the way we're reacting and how. Like if we bully someone for a long time, the way they're gonna react eventually will be unpredictable. And now it's happened. We got iPhones, we got social media that's helping us spread the message, and the narrative shouldn't change. This isn't a negative thing we're doing. We just want peace, we just want justice, we just want equality, and we just want to be left alone. That's it. So now people are trying to change narratives, saying that rioting and all these things, but you can't blame us at the end of the day. This has to happen. People are listening. This is a global matter. There wouldn't be marches across the world if this wasn't a global effect. It isn't just America. It's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So now it's time. Hopefully, this makes a change, and just have to keep sticking together and making noise until things happen, man. Invest back home in Africa, Caribbean. Go there and educate yourself as well. A lot of people are not educated, so they don't know the magnitude of how we've been violated, so they're taking it lightly. But educate yourself, learn about us, and then everything will fall into place. Afrobeat.
Lots of the Tories! Dirty! Lying! Cheating! Bastards! Fuck the Tories! I can't breathe!
Right now, what? This man ever even scar my body? I'll cut off your head. Because we have a treason. We have a right. Right now, these man, we can fight fire with fire. We are peaceful people. Overstand it. But you ever tried to bring your thing to my thing?
You know what time it is.
You know what time it is. I'm taking off your phone buckle out here. And I have right to do that. And I have right to tie him to my 50cc. Going all the way to Shoreditch, High Street. Yeah? On my 50cc, because I can't find a horse. I ain't got no horse. If I had a horse, I would have put him on the back of a horse.
No, I'm asking the question. I'm not. He's not up. He's what I'm saying, bro. You need to do what I'm saying, man.
Man just got bottled, man. Someone threw a bottle all the way from the back, and it was good aim, bro. There's only one bottle as well, and it smashed him up. Blood everywhere.
Listen, people, black people are dying from coronavirus. Black people are dying. Say hello. My main people is bye. Shout out my people in India. Watch it. India, big up yourself. India. Oh. Do you guys have a name? Do you guys have a name? No names? Can't identify yourselves? Do you guys have a name?
Racist!
Are you going to kneel for George Floyd?
Racist! You are racist!
Are you going to kneel for Mark Duggan?
You are not racist!
Are you?
You don't like black people! You don't like black people!
Touch one, touch all. 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 Touch one.
As you can see, we are now here with Exhibit A. They match the description of very violent gang members that are surrounding the streets of London. We would like to call an urgent call to the governor or the leaders of this country to take control of such barbaric activities on our streets. They are people that need to be stopped and searched more often. They match the description and we will not have it. Okay? So today, very, very important day where we try to keep the streets of London safer by chasing the police down and making sure that they are not doing anything that they shouldn't be. Huddling in groups, breaking social distancing rules. As you can see, the trucks aren't even in fucking distancing measures, okay? So the only way we can move forward, guys, is if we wake up and check our checkers to make sure they know how to check what they're supposed to be checking. Otherwise, we end up having a shitty society. So that, my friend, is know what side you're on.